Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very welcome. Well, today's first map is a real-life location in England in the United Kingdom, and it's by an old friend of the show. It's a pretty solid quality real-life location map, some very strong standards in there. A little bit under-detailed, but listen, it is a detailer's map, and definitely not one for those for you that like the vanilla style gameplay. So yes, detailer map, real-life location, pretty good strong start. We're going to follow that one up with probably the best meme map I've seen in a long while. Don't skip it because I've said it's a meme map. It's actually a pleasure. And in between, we're going to have a special bonus, a third map review as well. Anyway, before we do any of that and have a lot of fun, we've got some work to do. That's right, working that clicking finger really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's first map is Cambridge by Uncle Ron. Uncle Ron, yes, you've done it again. Very solid standards going on here. On the whole, a very nice map. Start square looks like this. Again, it looks a little bit under-detailed. It was a fairly fast build though, according to the description. Terrain heights, it's very flat because Cambridgeshire is very flat. It's just like the bit that's going to get soaked if ever we do have global warming, to the extent that it all floods, you know. Looks a bit like a tablecloth, the resources, but it's definitely playable, so I have no complaints there. Fishing, if you've got Sunset Harbour, is a little bit light, but it's not always about the fishing. And then off to the workshop. Oh, what do we need? Well, there's a small list of requirements, no DLC required today. Got a few of the UK project roads there, and they are used very nicely indeed. Nicely written description, including full instructions on how not to be a schmuck. Always good. And a shout out to BonBonB as well, which is always, it's just always well received. Thank you so much for that. Always well received. So anyway, Cambridge. Now, for those of you that go, I kind of heard of that. Yeah, you're not in the UK, I've kind of heard of that. Well, you've heard of Oxford. Oxford, the university, famous school in the United Kingdom. And of course, if you're thinking about America, you have Harvard and Yale. In the UK, you have Oxford and Cambridge. And there are other, I think it's St Andrews or whatever. There are other, obviously, leading universities. But yes, if it's Harvard and Yale, it's Oxford and Cambridge. And it's, I'm going to say it's London-based. It's nowhere near London, but it's... In the ground, if you're from outside of the United Kingdom, you'll say, oh yeah, it's quite close to London. Yeah, relatively speaking. Relatively. It's definitely not up north anyway. We've got some very nice standards on today's map as well. Let me show you this intersection here. With now, the slip road on the top side of this intersection, that does in real life link a little bit slicker. That could be just polished up a little bit. Again, it was a fairly fast map build, so I think we can forgive a few of these. Also, a little bit of glitching that you saw there, that's actually within the asset from certain distances. It's absolutely fine. There's no blue mantle within there, really speaking. Now, Cambridge. Cambridge is kind of in the middle of nowhere. I mean, this map makes it feel like it's in the middle of nowhere, and it is a little bit. The nearest large-ish towns, 40 miles-ish to Peterborough, Stevenage, Milton Keynes, pub gaming territory there, Luton, Bury St Edmunds is about 30 miles away, and even 20 miles away. Oh, this intersection does only connect on one side in real life, so we can't really fault that. Got a minor grumble. I've not really checked the lanes in real life, but I don't believe we go 3 lanes across the bridge going straight down into 1 lane. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. I've not checked. I don't believe it though. Anyway, yes. So yes, 20 miles away. 20 miles away, you're looking at the towns of Biggleswade and Huntingdon. Now, if you're in the United Kingdom, Huntingdon's not a big town. Biggleswade's not. And then you go even closer, 13 miles, which is still a decent distance, yeah? Newmarket. So, I mean, really, the nearest big town, I think we're looking at Milton Keynes, 40 miles to Milton Keynes. And so, yeah, it's just kind of in the middle of nowhere. Now, let's see if you can work out what's wrong with this. Right, we'll come back to it a little bit later on, but can you see what's wrong with that? This is actually the one mistake on the map, okay? The one mistake that I found on the map that is worthy of note. I mean, we'll probably pick up on a couple of minor points later on, but that's the big one. Again, it's a big one that's very easy to fix, and nobody's going to break a sweat over these things. But listen, we like pointing at things on What Map, going, "Ooh, look at this! That tree should be a little bit further away from that tree, wouldn't it? The roots wouldn't work." And we do these things on What Map, don't we? Just because we can. None of it matters. None of it's a game. None of it matters. Another one of these beautiful little in fact, we might even take this intersection as we could have turned off ages ago, but the elevated roundabout there, we could have turned off ages back to come down to the city centre. Not that you're going to see a city centre, that's your job to build. Hang on, I seem to have dropped my mouse. Come on. Sometimes it does that. Oops. I could have edited that out, but nah, what's the point? What's the point? You want to see me warts and all, don't you? And if you do want to see me warts and all, I'll be streaming this week. Do check that out. Yes, so anyway, city centre's here. It's where you find the university, and we've got the river. How nice is the river? We're going to jump across the river though, and we're going to jump straight over, of course, the River Cam, because it's Cambridge, yeah. Bridge over the Cam. Yeah, you see where it comes from now. Good. Anyway, the rail. This is the most mountainous map I have ever seen, and the rail is going to be so difficult for Uncle Ron to keep real. No catenary chaos. Quick check of that. That's about the only thing that's going to go badly wrong on this map. It's a bit of catenary chaos. Nicely balanced bridge going on there. And there's not really too much to say, really. It's a flat map with a nicely laid out road layout that's based on real life and fairly accurately, and then the rail, of course, based on real life and fairly accurately. I could say this rail heads off to, and it doesn't matter where it heads off to, does it? I'm not going to do any more research. If you want to build Cambridge, you will love Cambridge enough to know the answer without me telling you. Anyway, city centre, like with the resource painting, you can tell where that's meant to be. That's very neatly done. And then if we head out, let's head out into the fields and just show you the lightness of the detailing. I mean, this is minimalist, isn't it? Minimalist at its extreme. Just the resource painting, a few bits of water, and a little bit of light tree painting. I mean, the tree count on this map is so low, it's almost unbearable. But again, it's a detailer's map. One of the big things for this map is the lack of water in terms of water flow will mean that you will want to play this as a modded game. So if you're going to do that, you're probably going to want to do all of your own detailing anyway. But it's just like I'm making excuses. Right, now have a little look at under here. We've got the catenary just clipping into that. Now, I don't have a problem with that, so also wires are running free. Because you can imagine the catenary actually being built actually into the structure. I mean, they wouldn't, but you can imagine that they could. So I don't mind that so much. Now, I did say what's wrong with this area here, and that's right, we're missing a loop. And I did check this one in Google Earth just to see, because sometimes, just sometimes, but no, there is actually a loop there that is missing. Uncle Ron, you've missed a loop, my friend. You're going loopy, or you're not going loopy, I guess. Anyway, it does counterbalance the other intersection there. Now, the rivers are mostly, I mean, they're all light and they're fine, but there are one or two spots which it just struggles a little bit. These ones are middle-ish of the map. Where are we? There you go. Middle-ish of the map. Again, it's not going to cause too much hassle. This one I'm not bothered about at all, even though it goes completely dry, because if we turn the camera around, you can see we are right up against the, well, not quite, but very close up against the side of the map there. So that one doesn't matter to me at all, really. But the other two kind of did. And if you've got the Airports DLC, I mean, it's basically primed to go for airports, isn't it? But we do have an airport already. Yeah, Uncle Ron's showing you where the airport goes. Thank you, Uncle Ron. Thank you, Uncle. So good. But yes, as maps go, it's for a modder, if you're a detailer. Oh, hang on, speaking of details, the most heavy trees you're going to find down here. Would it be an Uncle Ron map if we didn't have the Uncle Ron signature? Probably. I do hope you've got that saved as a move for export. I really do. Don't have to do it every time. Anyway, what do you think of today's first map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now or the link in the description. Take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. But remember to be sure that you are voting on the correct map, because there are 2 maps. Well, 3 today, but only 2 to vote on. Right, what do I think of Uncle Ron's Cambridge? Well, it's a little bit underworked, but it does say very clearly in the description it was a fairly fast build, and it's doing the job. Okay, it's doing the job. I can't give it a 4th star. I can't, but it's more than the middle 3. Let's go medium high 3. Detailing. It's lacking detailing, so it makes it hard to go into 4 stars, but the standards are there. There's obviously that one missing loop. Tut tut tut. Look, let's go medium high. Let's go slightly higher than the aesthetics, just fractionally. Gameplay, okay, for a detailer game, I reckon this is. I'm going to go push into the very low 4 stars. It feels playable. It encourages you to want to play it. So there's all of that. So I'm going to go low 4 for that one. Cambridge by Uncle Ron. If you're looking for a UK build, real life build, Cambridge will not let you down if you're a detailer and a modder. Now we'll come right back after this for our bonus map. Now, as promised, a very quick flyover of this. This is translates as Old 2 by Julio 334568. Okay. You'll see why. I mean, I couldn't resist not reviewing this one. Okay. First of all, let's have a look at some of the detailings. I kind of like the shapes of the intersections. They're not very well polished. They're not the most polished intersections, but I like the shapes of them, and there has been thought put into them. Well, it's all credit for that one. If we head across, plenty of buildable space and no trees to block the routes. And what I really like here is up this coast here. This would be great for a harbour. Unfortunately, we've got the highways in the way. But if you move the highways, you'll have a really nice harbour there. And the highway just follows around the edge of the this buildable space until you get to. Oh, I learned something with this map as well. You know the spikes that you can sometimes get? I've got the game on pause because I didn't want to lose these spikes. See these spikes? What I didn't realise with these spikes, right? I know what causes them. Okay, that's where the water's being pinched. You should let the game run before you actually save the map is the answer to that one. But watch this. Watch this. Okay, let's drop the camera. Oh wait, let me show you the horizon. There's your horizon over there, right? Watch what happens to these spikes if we look at them against the horizon. Look at that. I did not know that. And today I do. So, Old 2 was worth looking at to learn something about the way that the game renders the water spikes. Anyway, let's get the simulation running so that the spikes just disappear. We may get a bit of flooding, I don't care, it doesn't matter. That's not why we're here, okay? We are here because Old 2 is magnificent in design. Do you not think? I did tell you it was a bonus map, didn't I? Were you listening? Good. Anyway, yes, we're not doing any ratings for this one. We will indeed take a look at a meme map. This is, I would say, the best meme map I've seen in a long while. It is a remake of Leo Maffor's Fortnite map. So if you're looking going, that looks like a Fortnite map, that's because it's based off of a Fortnite map. But it's a remake. Now, we have done a Fortnite map before, so I haven't reviewed Leo Maffor's version of Fortnite, because we've already done that. We don't want to do all of the Fortnite maps. But this one just felt like it needed to be reviewed. Alhucema Island, sorry if I got that pronunciation wrong, by pepopopo, or pepopopo. I'm going with pepopopo because it's like, after that last map, it's got to be, hasn't it? There's your start square. That's very enticing. Overall terrain is very buildable and just makes you want to go down there and build immediately. The resource is a little bit light, but definitely workable. Definitely, if you've got fertile and forestry there. Fishing's a little bit uninspiring, but it's not always about the fishing, if you've got Sunset Harbour, of course. And then off to the workshop. Now, do you know what? So much trouble with this mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one, and there is a theme mix, the Alhucema theme mix as well. Oh, what happened? What happened? Anyway, the theme mix, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. I thought that was weird. No, it's just bad editing, I know. Anyway, yes, so we've got all that. Now, there is a one-click collection, and the one-click collection contains, we've got the Australia Coast theme, Nemesis theme, Owls Los Angeles theme, Stray Cats Territory Homecoming, Springwood, the Temperate Coast, also the Nemesis LUT, the Argostoli LUT, and the More Relight LUTs. We only really need one of those, don't we? I would say. And the one that's used by the theme mix. The one that's used by the theme mix is the Nemesis LUT, so we'll be using that one today. And there's a few other bits and bobs down there as well. Now, this is your edge of map connection, just a little bit of sticky out bit from the edge of the map, and then you get tunnel leading down into the map itself. Now, I did actually have a lot of trouble with this map. It took 3 loads, right? And this, I don't understand what was going wrong here. But the roads were blue mantled roads. That's sort of when you have network extensions too, but you don't have network extensions too, and then the roads just go blue. I had that with these roads. It took 3 loads for these roads to load in for me. It was very weird indeed. And also the theme mix, very weirdly, the second time I loaded it in was loading up the tropical vanilla on the theme mix. I don't know. Some weird things are going on at the moment with my game. But I think I've got it working right now. I think now you'll notice that the aesthetics don't exactly match up with the aesthetics in the screenshots. But this is definitely the correct theme mix. And it does look better than the screenshots. So I think the screenshots were taken before the theme mix was applied. I think. Anyway, we're sort of like skirting around the start square at the moment, coming down towards everybody's favourite factory. Now that is there, of course, for the BonBonBingo players. Link is in the description if you want to play BonBonBingo. Start square area is this kind of area here. I don't remember exactly how it fits in there, but yeah, you want to build there, don't you? Don't you? Yes, you do. Remember, this is a meme map. This is the Fortnite map, but like redone, remastered. The remastered Fortnite map, and it feels like a very nice map to want to build on. I am duly impressed with this one. The standards are very high, and other than one little section which you will come across in a little while, where I will be looking going, don't really understand, but we'll roll with it. we'll accept that there are weird things going on at the moment, Michael. I mean, how do mass transit maps and mass transit roads not load in? How do they not load in? I mean at least 2 times, might even have been 3 times. I don't know what went wrong. I was going to review this map anyway, regardless, even with the blue roads. It would have got 1 star for gameplay, but then for the full review, they finally popped in, which I'm really thankful for because it's really worth it. Anyway, we've got the plateau type area, big build, just like the middle of the map is just like a builder's paradise. I mean, yes, these lumpy bits, these these plateaus. A little bit awkward, but again, it is inspired by the Fortnite map. I understand why they are there. Now, this here would appear to be the airport. I don't know what is going on with all of this. Again, I've not played Fortnite. I don't know the Fortnite map. There might be Fortnite players looking at this telling... The reason for this is, and then going into great detail, if you know, please tell me in the description. If it's the game glitching out, please tell me in the description. I don't know. This loaded every single time exactly like that. I don't know what is going on, but that's the airport anyway. Yep. That much I know, because there's an airport building there that you have to subscribe to, and that is of course linked as a requirement. Anyway, we're heading around the side. Now, one thing I do know from the images that I've seen of Fortnite is there is a wind farm, and so I imagine this is the wind farm as per Fortnite. Yep, that's good. And then if we skip across the bumpy terrain here, there are the craters that are synonymous with Fortnite as well. We've even got a little pre-cut harbour, which I like the shape of it. I do have one little grumble with it, and it's not so much the harbour itself, because again, I'm assuming it's made to kind of match the actual in-game harbour, but it's the shipping routes. Let me show you the shipping routes. There we go. Now, shipping route does go in there, gives you nice access, but you can see the ships coming in here, stacking up, loading, trying to turn very slowly to get back out. I don't think that's going to work. It's not really how I vision a shipping route into a harbour, but you know, it might work. Also, we've got all of the right angle turns because there are no shipping triangles. Shipping triangles will keep the ships from moving more smoothly, stop them from slowing down to a halt as they do a full turn. Around this side, we do have one that's a bit sharper than 90 degree. There we go, just a little bit sharper, just a wee bit, maybe more of an 80 degree there. Anyway, it does a full loop of the island, so there's good shipping connections. But yeah, right angle turns, not one of the most pleasing things. Then water flow, if we have a little look in the start square. Now in the start square, we've got very little water flow. We've got water going into the rivers, but it's kind of a backflow into the river, which is okay because tidal rivers, you know, it's fine. But in terms of water movement, that is all you've got. But there is quite a lot of water in this area, so you could pump from one side and draw from the other. But that isn't the end of the story with water solutions, because just outside of the start square, we have pipes, which means somewhere we have got either sewage or fresh water. And the answer is right back where we started the show. Just behind the camera, where we got started, we have a sewage outflow down here and a little power solution down here as well. That tiny little box alongside, providing power to the pumping. But the pipes are just outside of the start square, so you can't access that if you're playing vanilla rules until your second tile, and that's if you bind that direction. Right, so that's that. Let's settle the camera and have a little look-see. I like, I mean, it's obviously it's a designed island from a computer game, but it works really well. Now, the glitching that we have along the edge of the roads, we see this quite regularly. Alpha channel. If you're taking screenshots, it'll be fine because obviously the screenshot's going to be a freeze frame. If you're not moving the camera, the glitching stops. Let me leave the camera still for a moment. And it will stop. There we go. It stopped. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it will stop. But yes, it's down to the theme settings, choosing bits that don't really work with other bits. We've just got a little bit of glitching going on there. This bridge, I like the shape of the bridge. I like the hump in the bridge. It's a nice shaped hump. Okay, I like that. The pillar in the middle, though, I would do away with. Either move it either side, one on either side of the river, or delete it. Or rather than delete it, just drop it down so it's underground, so that it stays there. And yeah, sometimes they reload if you delete them. So yes, just dropping it down underground is probably a better solution. This one here, I feel could do with a little bit of a bump, a little bit of a hump on it, possibly just a little one, not a big one, just a little one. I think maybe. Also notice, oh yeah, that's it. That's me showing you the humps recorded in advance. Now, if you have a look at the trees, not really buying the tree painting clinging onto these cliff edges at this location. Mostly the map's very good for this, but here, I'm just going to move these. There we here. I mean, this is quick work. It's not great what I've just done there, but I feel it's a little bit better than what we had before. Small scrubby trees a little bit lower down possibly, but the big ones less so. Nice little valley this. Okay, notice we've got the road going into a tunnel. The road goes through the valley, but it's not the end of the story. Over here we actually have a merging road as well. Now it merges underground, so we get a little underground intersection. And then I just really like the way that this road just sneaks through the valley. It's very cleanly done. I like this. It's my favourite part of the map, actually. I like that. Very, very cleanly done. Good work. And there's more good work to see, which we will come up, move the camera, BonBon. There we go. The islands. The islands are pretty neat as well. Loving the shapes of them. Loving the beach work as well, especially on this island with the little elevated ridge there. It just makes it feel more, comes more to life. We've got a little desert island over here where all the trees are centered on the grassy area in the middle, which is something that a lot of creators don't seem to be able to do, so that's very nice as well. And then if we head over this way, another little island over here with everybody's favourite, no, the Essential Lighthouse. Isn't she lovely? And look, this is how you do an Essential Lighthouse. You can walk up onto it. That is just cleanly done. And again, very nice work from pepopopo. Now, remember what I was saying a few moments ago about the trees on the riverbank? Well, that was the exception to the rule, because over here we have got the good work. Look at the tree painting round here. The way that the trees have been used to accent the valleys without actually going up onto the cliff edges. The bigger trees just in areas where they would get a grip. Liking all of this. We've got the smaller scrubby trees, the bushes and the scrub just hanging on to the cliff edges because that makes sense. And then the bigger trees just where the bigger trees can actually get some hold, like he probably could there, and he certainly could up here. And I would say that was all good work. And then a change of biome when you go into the crater, where you imagine it's going to be a lot more succulent, a lot more moist. It's obviously a lot more density of tree in here. And we've got a lot of trees hanging onto the cliff edge over here, but that's because there's a lot of water and a lot of root systems on the inside holding all of this together. I think that is truly exceptional and I love it. Absolutely love it. And just goes to show that the trees that I saw on the riverbanks earlier was probably just an oversight. Okay? You know, I find things to pick on, but pepopopo is a good creator. But is this a good map? Is this a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month. I don't know why I say this. Nobody ever votes. Get voting, you lazy asses, okay? We use it with the viewer's choice at the end of the month. Make sure your vote counts and make sure you vote on the correct map. What do I think of today's second map? Well, I wasn't expecting anything because it's a meme map. I review meme maps on the Saturday because they're silly and they're a distraction and they're just a bit of fun and they're never any good. Thank you, Motorbike. This one is good. I can't go super high for aesthetics, but I'm going into 4 stars. I'm going to go for a lowish 4 stars. I like it. Good work. Detailing, again, I like it. Good work. And I don't know why I can't go any higher than a lowish 4. Let's go medium low 4. Gameplay, this one feels very playable to me. It's just got a lot. I'd like to see a little bit more motion in the water in the start square. And possibly a little bit more freedom for traffic because we've just got that national road coming in. But other than that, very nice. Alhucema Island, sorry, medium high 4. Alhucema Island by pepopopo. I'm giving it the seal of approval. I'm astounded that a meme map a Fortnite map is getting a seal of approval. So, yeah, credit where it's due. And I think there's lots of credit due there. And also, there's lots of viewing for you because I've been online this week. At the time of recording, I haven't been yet. Never motorbike, thank you. But yes, if you want to see more of me, go and check out my previous streams. There'll be more streams to come. Yes, right. Use the words of the day in the comments as well because you want to, don't you? Prove you're part of the 20 and out elite. And I'll be back very soon with the chart show. Thanks for watching.